Hey folks, welcome back. Once more, my name is Eric Hughes. You're watching a Team Fantasy Disc Golf video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about free agency, and how you can use it within the Team Fantasy Disc Golf. So, right, we have our rosters; they're all set up. Everybody has 7 players. Let's say you want to make some roster changes. Okay, let's say, for example, you've got some gaps that you need to fill in your roster. World is a poor example because literally everybody's playing Worlds for the most part. I'm going to use Mandalorians right here, my team, as an example. So anyway, use free agency if you've got some gaps. If you have an event coming up and you only have three people playing the event out of your entire roster, you got to get the 4th person in there. You want some backups, or if you just want to take a look at what's available and maybe pick them up. Okay. One thing to keep in mind with the zoo specifically is that we use a free agency auction budget, free agency money. I'm not going to go over that right now because the majority of our leagues are actually just reverse order standings for picking up free agents. And I'll actually talk about that in just a second. So let's say Mandalorians. Actually, let's go over here. God, I got to move myself so many times. Free agency dashboard is where you're going to see everybody that's available. Okay. So this tells you a number of things. First of all, it ranks everybody based off of upcoming events and average score over the past 3 years. Okay, so you can see Bradley Williams, because of how he scored throughout the last years and how many events he has coming up, he's technically the #1 prospect on the roster, on the free agency dashboard. And then it goes down from there. You can also organize people based off of any of these parameters. So I can click on current rating. Who's the highest rated free agent available? Dallin Blanchard. And he's playing Worlds, right? Ooh, I might want to pick him up. Interesting. Or you can go just by pure upcoming events. You just need slots to fill, right? You can do that. Average event score, you know, it's endless. Or if you just want, usually it only shows week 9 Worlds here, but there's usually 5 or 6 other events here. It shows you the span of, you know, in the future, you know, you might have future gaps and you might want to pick them up. So it shows it there. Average event score, 29.71 points, and Kristen Tatar is available. Come on, she got 3 events coming up. That's a prospect. Anyway, so like, let's say, for example, I want Kristen Tatar. Okay. What's nice too is that you can do this roster comparison. So take a look at the roster you have already. So I'm going to pull up Team Mandalorians, mine, and everybody's playing, right? But, you know, I might want to boost up this average event score, and I want to pick up Kristen Tatar. Because everybody has 7 players on their roster, you have to drop somebody in order to pick somebody up. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. And again, assuming this is reverse order standings. So Kristen Tatar, I'm going to go over to Slack. I'm going to go over to place your bids. Don't pay attention to this because now I'm showing you who I do actually want to pick up. But let's say at the direct message of place your bids, I want to say, if you're in multiple leagues, but I'm in the zoo, but I'll just say the zoo. Add Kristen Tatar, drop, and then you have to list who you want to drop. Let's say I want to drop Andrew Maru. Okay, just like that. That's how you do it. And then what happens is the free agency period is essentially after the free agency period is essentially in between when all these are processed, for lack of a better term. So if I go over to the zoo, for example, Steven said free agency claims are due by 5 p.m. today. Okay, so I got it in time. It's only 12:47, so that bid is now valid. Okay, and again, assuming that this is the snake draft, I will, you know, my choice for Kristen Tatar will be selected based off of where I'm standing in the orders. So like, let's go over back to here, league overview. Hopefully I'm not scrolling around too much, but I'm in 9th place right now. And so I would have the 3rd seed essentially of picking up Kristen Tatar. If Team Toonstra or Knoblobbers asked for her, wanted her before I did, I wouldn't get her, right? So that's how the reverse order standings works. Let's see. If I really need to fill a gap and I just need somebody on my roster, what you can do instead, go to free agency dashboard. I need somebody for Worlds. I just need somebody for Worlds. Let's go click on Worlds here. You know, Luke Humphreys, Nate Perkins, Gattenberg, perfect. What I'm going to do is go to place your bids. And assuming that Kristen Tatar, she's a pretty high prospect. I'm going to edit this message. I want to add in Gannon Burr. Who's it? Nate Perkins, I believe. Just those two. So assuming somebody who's in a higher seeded standing than me picks up Kristen Tatar, I also have a chance of getting Gannon or Nate, right? If they end up getting Gannon, then again, it would go to Nate. It would be basically, you know, who's going to be the next person in line available that you list, right? And then that's always going to drop Andrew Marweed. If you want to do multiple, right, you can just add in another drop. So like, let's say Paul Uleberry, I wanted to add in Paul Uleberry there. And I get my first 2, right? Let's say I get Kristen and Gannon, then Andrew and Paul would be replaced and put back into the free agency respectfully, and they wouldn't be available until the next free agency period. Okay. Is there anything else I want to mention with that? That's pretty much it. That's the basics of free agency. And again, this goes into setting your roster. So as soon as you get your free agent, you have to state whether you want to put them in your roster or not. And there's a separate video on that on how to establish your roster. Okay, but that's the basics for reverse order standings free agency. Okay. Other than that, I'll catch you guys next time.